Welcome back, party people. It's me, Jaja Booze, and I decided to do a little bit of a challenge for Spider-Man. I like playing Spider-Man. Spider-Man's one of my favorite games. So here's my take on the man challenge, but for Spider-Man, where it's just basically gonna be Spider-Man, but he's just man. He's running around punching people, and he doesn't swing or anything. There are definitely some sections in here where I am forced to use the webs, but I try to keep it to a minimum. I'm sure this challenge isn't probably unique, but this is just my spin on it because I think it's funny. But if you know any other good challenge videos about this, feel free to bring them to my attention in the comments. I'm always open to checking out new things, but with that being said, this will be on ultimate difficulty for the challenge, and yeah, let's get into it. The game opens with Peter checking his phone, and then as his first order of business as man gets right to run into the crime scene. Unfortunately for the game's opening combat scene, I'm forced to use Web Strike right away. Even though it seems simple, the combat of this challenge actually proved to be kind of difficult, just because I'm so used to jumping around and webbing enemies to take care of them quick. It's a bit of a learning curve. I actually died, I think, once or twice in this. After finally taking care of those guys, an explosion happens, so I decide to stroll there as leisurely as possible. After finally getting to the legendary Fisk Tower, Yuri tells me to do my thing, so I get right to walking towards people to punch them. I think this is by far the funniest part of this challenge, is rather than what I'm used to, which is web striking right at people right away. I just hop off the ledge and just jog at them. I feel like that's honestly a little bit more intimidating. In this section here, the game forces you to zip to point to it. I tried to climb up it, no real get around though, so I reluctantly zip to point. As punishment, I get shot right away. After having some fun taking care of the guys, it's time to do what a man does, which is climb up and run up an elevator shaft. After running up the elevator, I decide to lie to my aunt for fun.
Hi, Aunt May.
What is all that noise?
Next floor up. Watching a superhero movie. What's up?
You can see in this section here, I remember that I can just launch people off the side of the building. I know this is kind of cheap, but since my combat is limited and I'm playing on ultimate, I decide to abuse it. Whatever, yell at me in the comments, I don't care. It speeds up the combat way more, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
For a sneaky way in. There we go.
Once again, I'm forced to web zip to the vent,
Like my own private
but
entrance.
once I bite the bullet and do that, I climb through the vents to get to Wilson Fisk's internet history room, and I find out very quickly that I'm not as good at this combat as I used to be. It's alright though, I get my get back. I hack into Wilson Fisk's computer. He's mad at me though, so he decides to cuss at me for some reason, which I think is kind of rude. After that, I'm forced to yank, which makes me sad. Whatever, man.
Look around you. I did this.
A roof blows up, some guy tells me what to do, and then I play some knack and crawl through a vent to get to some guy who shoots a rocket at me that for some reason I can't dodge. I won't lie though, this one's on me, that's just a skill issue. After taking care of the rocket guys, I get to do some fun little man parkour to get to this one room where I get to fight these guys. And for some reason, these guys were the bane of my existence. I died in this exact room for like maybe 4 times. I don't know. For some reason, this one gave me a lot of trouble. After beating some of the hardest enemies in the game, I get to meet back up with the Bomb Squad guys. But unfortunately, they have terrible gun safety, so I punch them in the face. With the Bomb Squad guys being gone, I get to meet the man, the myth, the unit, Wilson Fisk. But uh-oh, I forgot to schedule an appointment. He's mad at me, so he fires miniguns at me. And unfortunately, this is another section where I have to use webs. No get around to it. I have to progress the game. I know I'm breaking the challenge, but whatever, man. I'm sorry, I'm trying my best. After I let him have his temper tantrum, it's time to fight Wilson Fisk. Once again, I have to use webs here. It would be better to use gadgets, but this is not NG+, so I have to use webs. So, just for the sake of immersion, just imagine I'm shooting a different kind of rope at him, I guess. I don't know, man. Wilson Fisk doesn't like that I'm shooting ropes at him, so he kills me, and that makes me angry, so to get back at him, I make him do some cardio. Once Fisk is done with his cardio, I decide to punch him a little bit, and then afterwards, for fun, pretend that he's Kirsten Dunst.
So, should we kiss now?
Alright, and now with the first boss fight being done, I take that XP and immediately start working towards getting charge jump, because that is going to make my life a lot easier later on in the game. Next up is forward handspringing all the way to work at Dr. Octavius's labs, where of course, he's stupid and immediately starts blowing stuff up.
Power dancer.
A cutscene plays, and then I immediately remember that I can skip it, so I can get everyone out of the room as fast as possible, so I can have some alone time with Dr. Octavius's robot arm. This brief little test of intelligence lets me play with the arm even faster, which is way more funny, especially since I'm speeding up the footage too. Yuri very rudely confuses me with Spiderman, but I'm just man. And she asks me to swing by, so I have no choice but to run there. Once I get there, I fix Yuri's stupid little tower, which makes me mad, but it does tell me that there's some crime nearby, and as man, it is my duty to go over there and beat some people up. Next, this guy professes his utmost love for this homeless lady.
Yep, she's the one.
But she's mine. He can't have her, so I have to beat him and his friends up. Once again, another brute's here, so I have to shoot more ropes at him. I'm sorry. I wish there was something I could do, but I can't. I'm trying my best, everyone. And also, just for fun, I make this guy do some cardio too. After I beat everyone up, I am put into another situation where I have to shoot ropes to save this lady. I have no choice. So, I shoot some rope. But hey, at least she thanks me.
I'll check it out. Thanks, guy.
It's man. Oh well.
Next up is fixing another stupid tower, grabbing a gooey backpack, fighting some crime, fixing the last required tower, thankfully, and I finally unlocked the charge jump. With my newfound power in hand, it's time to make my way back to the lab, where unfortunately Dr. Octavius finds out my secret.
Come on, Parker, it's obvious.
As punishment, Dr. Octavius builds me a really crappy suit, and of course, I take it off the first chance I get. Next up, Yuri sends me to the first base of the game, the construction sites, which I'm sure will be super fun without being able to jump around a lot. And as further punishment for assaulting his robot, Dr. Octavius forces me to use one impact web. With that out of the way, I can get back to fighting like a regular man on the ground. I died a couple of times in the first couple of waves. Not being able to throw the grenades kind of sucks, especially since I instinctively want to do it so bad. But died a couple of times to these first waves, but not too shabby. These guys told me that they really wanted to go base jumping off this building, so I really had no choice but to help them. One of their friends told me he didn't want to do it.
Don't even think about doing that to me.
But it's okay, I gave him some positive reinforcement and sent him to join his buddies. Now that I've beaten the first base of the game, Martin Lee gives me a friendly call and shows me his best Joe Swanson impression.
Hey, Peter.
With that in mind, I take a visit to Feast, where I'm immediately greeted by a homeless guy whose Joe Swanson impression is way better than Martin Lee's.
Hey, Peter.
Next up, Peter lies to his aunt again.
Hey, there's my favorite aunt.
Martin Lee's Joe Swanson impression sucked compared to that old guy's, and I'm not a big fan of cake, so I make Peter leave his aunt's birthday party right away to go do some mystery solving at the museum or something. I don't even know.
I want to alert the others.
Now, I realized once I was in the museum that unfortunately tutorials force me to use some webbing here, so sorry about that. But I do my best to use it as little as possible, take out these guys, and then meet up with Girl. Now that I get to play as Girl, I take some funny pictures
Neo are so imposing. It's just... Craig?
and play with Wilson Fisk's statue.
Norman Osborn.
Back as Spiderman, I am forced to web zip, but whatever, I'm just gonna pretend it's a grappling hook now.
Focus.
Next, I take care of some guys. I might have gotten that one lady killed once or twice, but whatever, it's alright. I did the best I could. The stealth sections in this is kind of difficult, especially this early on in the game, just because the game really makes you use the gadgets.
Stop!
No.
Free of my stealth restrictions, I can now punch people as man loudly again. This is also the introduction of the demons. These guys are kind of just like normal, like goons in general. One of them has a scythe, that's kind of cool, but they're really just standard guys. The combat here isn't really a thing it's nothing I haven't seen yet, basically. After beating all the goons, I am now free
Cardio?
to skip the cutscene that I earned from it. And with that, I'm going to end this section here. Thank you all for watching. This is only about 2 hours of gameplay edited down to 12 minutes with my voiceovers and whatnot. I don't know. If it's funny, let me know. If it's not, yell at me or something. I don't know. I think for the next part, I might try to loosen the rules a little bit on the gadgets, because if I remember correctly, I think there might be some sections later on that I have to use webbing of some sort, like I think with Vulture maybe. I'm not too sure. I'll figure it out. That's all I got for now though, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.